Ladies and gentlemen, a warm welcome to my vlog number 3 in the city walk in Zaltbommel city. And today we will be visiting the Heren van Bommel, as it is called today. It's a restaurant, and literally translated into English one would say the gentleman of Zaltbommel, the gentleman of Bommel. And we see the building here in the background, so we're gonna be there in a bit. I'll turn around again when we are straight in front of it. You're going to get a story about the Second World War and how at that time person who was in charge of Hotel Gottschalk, as it was called at that time, managed to get a whole number of people, Jewish people, through the Second World War. So big compliments to him. There was a sad story to it as well. I will tell it in the video on YouTube. So Instagram, LinkedIn, out. And continuing, of course, here on YouTube. Let me tell you that the building was actually created by joining two buildings together. And you can see it because we're standing opposite the building. You see there are two roofs, so to say, two parts of the roof. And by joining these two buildings together, a void came about. So between two rooms, there was a bit of difference in the levels between the two rooms. You actually had a void in which Harry van der Laak, who was the boss at that time of Hotel Gottschalk, was able to hide, I kid you not, 12 people. So 12 Jewish people were staying at Hotel Gottschalk in the Second World War. And this was all going really well until the 8th of July. On the 8th of July 1944, a big truck full of German soldiers pulled up. Everybody jumped out, so that looked quite scary. And then Harry van der Laak, the owner at that time, thought, okay, let me run outside and let me then just try to calm things down and everything hopefully will be fine. Unfortunately, it wasn't fine because he got shot straight away. So that was a very sad moment, of course. Another gentleman walked past and he was told to stop as well. However, he ignored the order and he just kept walking, kept walking. They asked him again, and when he didn't comply, they actually shot him in the back. It turned out later that the poor gentleman was deaf, so he hadn't heard the instruction to stop. The daughter-in-law of Harry van der Laak ran into the garden trying to get out, and she was shot as well, and she was actually engaged to the son of Harry van der Laak, so that was super sad as well. 3 of the Jewish people were working as waiters and waitresses at that time, so that they were taken out as well. And one person actually died during the Second World War, and they buried that person in a back room, and after the war he was reburied, of course. Mietje, the lady who ran into the garden, was buried on a Catholic burial place because she was going to turn Catholic when she would get married to Harry's son. And there's still 7 people unaccounted for in this story, and those 7 people managed to hide in the void between the two rooms, with the different levels. And they, in the coming days after that, after the 8th of July, they were transported to Brabant, and Brabant was actually liberated, Eindhoven, on the 18th of September, so they survived the war, luckily. The people who were deported were taken to Auschwitz via Sobibor, and they are still remembered here in Zaltbommel, together with many people who were deported and or died in the Second World War. And you can see the Stolpersteine, as they are called in German. And I'll try to, I'll show you here. You see the different names as well. The Stolpersteine, translated in English, one could translate them as tripping stones. A German gentleman, an artist, actually came up with the idea after the war of making sure that this story would never be forgotten, that these stories would never be forgotten. And so these stones can be found throughout Europe in locations where Jewish people were deported or died. So that's a very valuable way of making sure this history is never forgotten. Okay, wish you great remainder of the Sunday or any other day that you're watching this. All the best from Zaltbommel. Bye.